Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in our kitchen we are making a South Indian savory. It's a spicy savory and a crispy one too, and it is called Thatai. And I'll get started and show you how it is made. It forms a very nice evening snack for kids or for adults, and even like a dessert sometimes. So we have over here is rice flour. It is 1/4 cup of rice flour, and we have 1/3 cup of dahlia. So this is well ground, and in the end of the video, towards the end, I will show you how the dahlia really works for people who don't know what dahlia really is. So I will show you in the end of the video. And we have over here is the chili powder. This is like 1.5 tablespoon of chili powder. We have salt to taste, and we have water. And also some oil, and I'm going to show how we are going to use this oil in this recipe. In this recipe we are not using any ghee or any butter because this is a casein-free, gluten-free, vegan food diet. So let me show you how it's done. So I'm going to mix my dry ingredients in a large bowl. Then I'm going to give it a stir. In the meanwhile, while I'm stirring, I'm going to turn on my stove to heat my pan, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil, and I am stirring on the other side. So your oil has to be really hot. We're going to put hot oil into this in the place of ghee or butter, so that way we get extra crisp. And the dahlia powder that we have had over here, it is also going to make our snack a little more crispier. So instead of using butter, we are using all of this as a replacement, which is a healthy replacement in the term of butter, especially if you have gut inflammation or anything that weight loss that you're working on. So this would be a great way. My mix is well combined. Alright, my oil is ready. It's really hot right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my mix over here. And then it's not a good idea to use a plastic spatula for this, but I'm going to transfer this anyways. And it is not directly touching my oil either. So I'm just going to mix it in really well, and then I'm going to add my water slowly. It has to form like a dough consistency, not like a batter, not that thin. So we are just going to mix it in. So I went ahead and used my hand to make a dough like this, and I'm going to show the consistency. It has to be like non-sticky, and we are going to use some oil and some Ziploc paper to show you guys how this is done. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hand in the meanwhile while my oil is cooking over here. Alright, the next step is to take a Ziploc, like a large Ziploc like this, and I'm going to show how to cut this so we can use it for doing our mold here. So I'm just going to take along the sides and cut it. Don't worry if it is not too even, because we are only going to do the rest of the sides, so that's fine. So just cut it. Then right now we have extra ones. So the way I do it is I do cut this one also. Some people just like to take the whole wing, but I just like to cut because that gives me some space and room to work on. Now the next step is to use our oil, and over here I am using olive oil, but you can use any oil. So I'm just going to grease it a little bit. So when I start making my balls and flatten it, so just make like a small ball. If you can even make it big, but I'm going to show how big it's going to expand once you make it. So I'm going to put this over here, and then I'm going to use my hand to spread it. And remember, it has to be really thin. So if you make it a little thick, it's going to become like your puris. So that is not going to be good. So we just took a little bit of that dough, but it is going to form a very big ball like that. I'm going to put a hole in the middle and let it dry for a little bit, and while I make more. So this one I'm going to make a even smaller one to show how this is going to come. So if you have little kids in your house and you don't want to feed them too much of this at the same time, because it is really tasty, they're going to take the whole bag. So just make like different sizes, and make sure the edges are not cut and you don't have any holes in between, because that is going to spread out and then sputter in your pan. So again, I'm going to make one more. I'm going to keep making more, but I'm going to show you guys some sample when it goes into the hot oil. I'm also going to show all of you how there is another way to do it. If you don't want to use your hand and you're really like a clean person, you think that, oh, I don't like that idea, let's try a different idea. So I greased my sheet and I made these balls, and then I'm going to use like a tumbler like this, or like a cup. If you have anything like a round surface, you can just go like that. It's gonna stick a little bit, but you can also apply some oil into this if you don't even want to touch that. You can do that. So it is going to go like that. So you can go. The next method we can use it is with a tortilla maker or a puri maker. So what I have done is I have cut my ziploc into small pieces, and I have applied some oil and put our dough here, and I'm going to cover it with another ziploc. I'm going to close this in, and I'm going to do gently, and then here we go. And if you don't want that hole in the middle, you don't need to do the hole. So we can just do it without the hole. Now it's getting ready to go into my hot oil. So this is so easy because we have applied the oil. Alright, I have transferred everything into my hot oil, and this is how it looks. Like I said in the past when we started this video, so if you're going to do a little bit of thick around the edges, it's going to form like a mini puris. It still tastes really well, and many people like it that way because they like that bubble kind of thing. But if you're the kind of person who don't like that bubble, you like it to be flat like you see at the restaurant or any place you buy, you can definitely do that. And that's my next step to show. If you want to do that, it has to be really flat like this. And it has to stay dry for a little while, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. You cannot put right away once you make your template. So I'm going to show how that is done. This is going to be in the oil for like a 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes depending on how hot your oil is. This is in medium heat in my stove right now. So I'm just going to pour these in, transfer that. And if you want a flat Thatai, you don't want the bubbles like a puri kind of thing, you can even reduce the amount of the dahlia flour that we added to it because that is going to really get you that crispy, bubbly feeling. So if you don't like it, you can reduce it. Instead of 1/3 cup, you can even go like a couple of tablespoons, like 2 or 3 tablespoons. That should be enough. So that should give you a really flat kind of thing. But what happens is it's too crispy for some people, and you feel like it's going to get your tooth out. So that is why we do different kinds of styles depending on your taste buds and how you can tolerate them. So this is how we made. I'm going to show this last one how it has come without any bubbles. This is really flat right now, and it can be like a medium brown. Right now it's still cooking, so it can be medium brown, and then you can take it out. And the ones that we made over here, it is really dry right now. I'm going to break it. And as you can see, it is really crispy on the inside and on the outside, and if you can see, it has formed like layers like this. It tastes really good. I just tasted one in the meanwhile, and it is a great snack. And please do subscribe for my channel, and I will come back with more videos, and I will see you in the next one.